President Trump headed to the Motor City tomorrow to hold a roundtable discussion at a prominent Detroit church. Current Real Clear Politics average showing President Biden and Trump in a tie with RFK Jr., earning almost 7% of the vote. And after Trump won the state in 2016, Michigan that is, Biden defeated Trump there by less than 3 points. Lorenzo Sewell is a senior pastor at 180 Church, where Trump will be visiting, and the pastor joins me now. Thanks so much for being on the program. What are you hoping comes out of this Trump visit, Pastor?
A discussion for those who are the least of these, those who are disenfranchised, quite frankly, those that are pushed aside, to have an opportunity to talk to the former president, because at the end of the day, in urban America, typically people are on the menu and they're never at the table.
That's a really good analogy, and that's a really good point. I want to go over some numbers. A recent Fox News poll shows Joe Biden's support from black voters is down almost 20 points from 2020. Former President Trump's is up by 15 points. If this becomes a referendum on the president's performance over the last 3.5 years, Pastor, are the people in your congregation happy with the way that their lives have gone over the past 3.5 years under Joe Biden?
I think sometimes we have election amnesia and forget that our current president, the only reason he's in office is not because of a blue wave, it's because of a black wave. It started in South Carolina. And sometimes we forget about the black vote. Sometimes we forget about the power of what it means to vote for those who are in office. And in urban America, our voice matters. That's why it means so much to us that the former president will come and value our voice.
Okay, so what is your congregation going to ask of Donald J. Trump if he becomes president again?
He laid out an agenda, and can't remember any president, quite frankly, that ever laid out an agenda for Black America. Our former president, he put together an agenda called the Platinum Plan, and those numbers are approximately $500 billion to disseminate to Black businesses, Black churches, to be able to help the least of these, and those metrics matter to us. So we're going to ask him, and we're going to hold him accountable to the Platinum Plan that he produced.
One final question for you, Pastor. You mentioned the word love in a lot of your sermons. Would a lot of the problems in our country, politics aside, be solved if there was just a little bit more love in our world?
We can vote different, but we are all called to love the same. Jesus Christ, he loved you regardless of your background or your political affiliation.
Biden won Detroit. I lied. I'm going to ask you another question here, Lorenzo. I shouldn't lie to a pastor. Biden won Detroit in 2020, 94% to 5%. That is one of the widest margins that you can ever see. Do you expect that spread, 94 to 5, to repeat here in 2024? Or do you think Trump's going to make significant inroads and ultimately carry Michigan because of it?
As long as our former president values the black vote and give us a voice, I believe that those numbers will shrink. I believe our current president has forgotten that the reason why he's in office is because the first black president selected him as a vice president, and because he selected a black vice president right now. I think sometimes we forget the power of the black voice and the black vote.
Thank you for answering that additional question, even though I fibbed to you, Lorenzo. Lorenzo Sewell, Pastor, thank you so much. Your message of love is important. Have fun this weekend. It's going to be a good time for you.
And the reason he fibbed is because we were...
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.